It had some of that Crown
You live.
Burberry. Oh, we live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. We got the Memphis Mayor Paul Young in the building. It's Pisces season. It's tax season.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about emotional support dogs and men wearing heels. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and I am joined with my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods.
Hey, y'all. It's Friday.
In the building.
I'm so happy it's Friday, y'all.
Oh, shoot. Kojak, DJ Kojak in the building.
Yay. You know it's Friday.
It's
man.
Friday.
It's time to get busy.
It is. DJ Kojak Angelica was really, really laid back on that intro, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I wonder why that is, you know, because we're testing out the new Crown, what is it, Blackberry.
Blackberry.
Yeah, we're testing it out, and Angelica was really, really chill, really, really laid back. You know, plus
That is not, no, let's be clear. That has nothing to do with me. I drink Mountain Dew, but shout out to our sponsor for that. But no, I drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah, shout out to R&R Liquors who allowed us to be the test subject.
R&R.
R&R.
I didn't even know about the place right around the corner. So
Yeah,
I told him, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're Rick. Shout out to Rick. We love Rick. Rick is in the building. And we're in the capital of Memphis, right here in 38128 in Raleigh. Yes, we have claimed our spot as the capital of Memphis.
That's right.
Ain't that right, Kojak?
I saw that. We
Yeah.
the capital.
Shout out to Marlo. Marlo came up with that, and I said, "Oh man, we're running with that."
Oh, Lord.
Right?
You're going to start something with that.
Yeah.
We are, you know.
You gonna let them know about the little situation that we ain't gonna talk about the little truck situation.
No, we can't talk about that yet
Not
because
yet?
not until we get it inked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lord, don't do it. Let the ink dry.
Yeah, we're working on deals. We're working on deals. Kojak trying to spill the beans,
That's
right?
big, though. That's
Right.
big.
We got to put the beat button on the edited version of that one because Kojak, Kojak can't hold water, man.
You can't tell black people sometimes.
Man.
Sometimes they
Well, just don't tell me.
Yeah. You know, Jess Hilarious did that. She pre-announced something early with the Breakfast Club, and she almost lost that deal. You saw that?
Wow, I did not see that.
Yep, at a live performance. Yep.
Wow,
Before they announced
okay.
it. Yeah, so let that ink dry.
Let that ink dry, right? Speaking of live performances, we are going out on the road come this spring. So we are going to be doing the Antonio Parkinson Project live out on the road. So y'all look for us. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe right now. Make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe to the Antonio Parkinson Project. We are the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market.
In the Memphis market.
Yep.
Give it up for us. Give it up for us.
Yep. Shout out to the team. Rico over there chilling. LeContier actually got us sound today.
Ooh.
Yep. She ain't over there just clicking and pressing buttons.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Nichelle who all right. Nichelle's over there with the Memphis Mayor Paul Young in the building.
What up?
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
Man, we in here.
Can I say something?
What's up?
You have a different aura. See, when you were before mayor, you just came in here with a different aura. I could smell you around the corner.
Hey, I had the swag then too.
He must be here because you guys got a different.
No.
When you come in.
What you saying, Angela? He walked in like a boss, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm like,
look, he all comfortable and stuff, right?
You got to play the part, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right,
You
right.
gotta act the part. I am the
You are
part.
the
That's right.
Not
That's
the
right.
play.
Yep. Lil Paxton in the building. What's up?
He's just so cute.
What's up, Pac?
You ready for the game?
You ready for the game, man? That's what's up. What's happening, Mayor Paul
Man,
Young?
not much, we just having a good time, man. We're trying to make sure we elevate our city, working hard, doing all the stuff that we talked about, 3-4 months ago when I came on here, right before the election.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I got to send a shout out. Got to send out a shout out to Sage. Sage,
yes.
Sage brought us some snacks in. Sage brought some food in. Shout out to Sage. We
looking out,
we appreciate
Sage.
y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know they have you having at some of your events. You've had some stage food there.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you missed
absolutely,
out. It's cold now.
It's all right.
You know, it's a
There's a
little
microwave in the back, so I'll wait till it's
There you
over.
go.
You're on your own, Mayor. You're on your own now.
Yeah, man. Speaking of which, we're in Black History Month, right?
Black History, that's
and,
right.
Black businesses in Memphis, and
Yep.
and what's the special thing about our city when it comes to Black History Month?
Well, I mean, I've been telling everybody, every room that I go into, that we have to celebrate the fact that we're the largest majority black city in the nation.
Yeah, give it up for that.
To give it up for
Crazy.
Memphis. There's no other city in the country that can claim that, and so we lean into it as a positive, as a strength. There's so much culture, so much energy, so much vibe, and I want to make sure that people see that as a positive. We want people to think about black entrepreneurs,
Right,
black wealth when they think about Memphis, and I think we have a charge for us to make that a reality. There are great black businesses that are thriving, but we need more.
Yep, that's right. Send a shout out to a black business real quick, y'all.
Yeah, shout out. I have 2 black businesses, Dog Team Apparel. They are the only black pet-owned store in Memphis, okay? They're owned by a black couple, and they're in Crosstown, across the street from the concourse, and TBN Tax.
TBN Tax.
TBM
Tax.
Tax lady. Don't trust people because they cross their chests. She actually do your taxes right, and you ain't gonna get audited. So that's important.
That's very important. But speaking of taxes, right?
Yes.
It's tax season, so Kojak, it's tax season.
It is.
And tax season comes right off the heels of boo season.
Yeah.
Right. And when these women, they get their
These
taxes back, they getting chose, right?
Yeah, getting real. I wouldn't know because I never got that much taxes back, but TBM can make sure you get the taxes. Now, what you do with your taxes when you get them is fundamental. Don't fumble that tax bag on somebody who don't want you.
Man, come on, man. These brothers out here flipping the tax bag, man. Come on now, because they're gonna flip the tax bag. Hey, Mayor, you ever flipped the tax bag?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
You never stayed around because somebody getting taxes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, put that camera on DJ Kojak because he's looking a little guilty over there right now.
No.
Kojak,
DJ Kojak, come on, you ain't chose one because she got her taxes back, Kojak.
Listen what I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
Boyfriend,
Lord have mercy.
boyfriend in April. No, man, shout out to all the Pisces, and we actually have a word for it. A hobosexual.
A hobosexual. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's somebody that actually hook up with someone in tax season, and then when it's over, the relationship is over.
Wow.
Okay.
Another one of our terms in our gloss.
Usually got something. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta keep adding.
Learn
terms.
something every day.
Yeah, that's another one of
teaching
them
you something
terms.
there.
Boy. Antonio Parkinson.
You definitely taught me one right there.
Yeah. Now to all of the folks, don't come after us. We didn't say homosexual. We said hobosexual.
There you go.
And what is the definition again, Kojak?
Okay, you doing
Well,
too
when
much.
someone hooks up with you for your taxes, and when the tax money is gone, you never see them again.
When the tax money
Wow.
gone, they gone.
They out here.
There's
Deuces.
a lot of them out there.
Right, they're burning rubber.
Yes,
right,
sir.
right. Hopefully they ain't doing donuts in the street when they burn rubber, because
I hope not.
Mr. Mayor, they do when these taxes come. What I gotta ask this? What do we usually? And now this is a cultural conversation.
Oh God.
What do we usually do with our tax returns? What do we buy? What are the things that we should not buy that we buy as black folks?
That buy here, pay here car.
Okay.
Them bottles in the bar.
Oh, popping.
This ain't me. 'Cause
Bottles in
like
the
I said,
club,
I don't get money back. But hey,
Right.
if somebody
Right.
want to share they check with me.
Right.
Bottles and them cars. Oh, and vacations,
I
We need a vacation every once in a while.
But when you get out the vacation, Mayor, you got to live.
Yeah, that's
You gotta
true.
make sure
That's
the
true.
rent
That's true.
paid. And YOLO, they take YOLO too serious during tax time. Okay,
Well,
you gotta
yeah,
live your
yeah.
life after them taxes. So
DJ Kojak, what shouldn't we be buying with the tax money?
The bottles. Bottles. I have 2 clubs. Of course, we stock up around this time.
how much y'all charge? For
So y'all exploiting the
And
tax folks,
we getting back what we lost
right?
No, you probably get 5 times better.
throughout the years.
You know.
But the bottles, you shouldn't buy the bottles unless you can afford them. Actually afford them, whether it's tax time or not. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, I see people buying bundles,
Designer. Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah, bundles, rims,
Yeah.
hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's a bundle. I know, man.
Bundles was.
Hey man, the man don't wear.
I don't have to buy
bundles, man.
none,
Look, you
so,
don't have to
yeah.
buy them, right. Yeah, you see them buying bundles. You see them buying
Designer bags,
rims, bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I don't need nobody post. They'll get a lot of those. Forget
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
One thing they don't do is pay people back around tax.
Yep.
And that's one thing. Sometimes you don't get your money back.
Talking on the money phone.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Talking on the money phone.
I forgot about the money phone.
The money phone, right?
Yeah.
Yep, yep. And then getting evicted 2 months later.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Come on, Memphis. We got to
Gotta
do
do
better.
Financial
Gotta do
literacy is
better.
key.
Oh,
Financial literacy.
that's vitally important.
I'm
Vitally
sure Mayor
important.
got that covered.
I'm sure he does
Financial
too.
literacy.
Yeah. Hey,
good.
so speaking of which, Mr. Mayor, you know, we have a high percentage of people living in poverty, and
Yeah, no question.
as a segue, very very interesting. I read a book called A Framework to Understanding Poverty,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think her name is Dr. Ruby Payne. I think that's who wrote that book. Have you ever read that before?
I hadn't. No.
Yeah, yeah. I implore you to please read that book. You know, I read that book and it taught me a lot about myself, right? And so they talk about those traits, those characteristics that people in poverty carry with them, right? And things you don't even realize that you're doing. That's a part of a poverty mindset. And then they also do the comparison for people in middle class and people of wealth, right? Give you an interesting example of that is they say people from poverty can tell you exactly the steps to get somebody out of jail. Think about that. But they say people from wealth would have no idea of how to get somebody out of jail in most cases,
Yeah.
right? Think about it when you're eating, right? People in poverty, that's they want to go to a buffet because they want to get full. I used to think we see buffets in the lower income parts of the community, right? People middle class are more interested in what it tastes like. Right, people
Quality
of wealth
food.
are more interested in the presentation and can be satisfied with a small amount of food that has a nice presentation to it. You ever thought about that?
Never thought about it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you know, poverty is a real issue for us here in
Yeah,
Memphis
no question.
market.
No question. It's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah. So what you tell me about any ideas, plans, strategies?
Well, I mean, I think poverty is the number one challenge in our community. I mean, obviously, public safety, crime is what we talk about most, and it's the most visible effect. But poverty is the root cause. It is the reason that we deal with what we deal with. And, you know, as a community, it's going to take all of the strategies. I've mentioned crime. I always tell people crime is the output. It's the output of a whole lot of things that have gone wrong in individuals' life before they make that fateful decision. And we have to attack it from all angles. Some folks we're just going to have to hold accountable. But if we really want to stop it, then we got to go back. We got to make sure that people are getting money in their pockets, that we're growing income, that we're growing wealth. When we're doing that, our city is going to go leaps and bounds ahead of where we are today. And yeah,
I don't want
go
to
ahead.
interrupt you, Mr.
Nah,
Mayor,
go
but I
ahead.
think the biggest thing too, sometimes we get the money and then we don't do right with the money. We have to teach stewardship of money, of a lot of things if we want to talk about that. But a lot of people get, because there's opportunities, like even when, I hate to go down this lane, it was PPP time. I remember, we're
Yeah.
going to call that the era, PPP era.
Yeah.
And that was like an opportunity that has, you know, we have never seen before. And a lot of people did not maximize and do what was right. Businesses could have been started, debt could have been paid, but a lot of people sometimes don't have money because they don't know what to do with the money.
yeah.
So yes, we can secure all those things, but when we get it, what will we do with it? You know, how they don't know what to do. And sometimes it burn a hole in people's pocket. They think you just gotta spend it.
Well, I mean, it's just like somebody just mentioned it up here, financial literacy. Like, I guess I'm more sympathetic because if you hadn't had for so long and you watching people get, and you know, especially in this social media age where you see these mirages of everybody stunting and they having what they got. Of course, you want to go out there and spend it and get your moment to shine. And so we need more financial literacy so that people understand how do you sustain money and wealth. If you look at some of the richest people in the world, they could walk in this room and we wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
And
Do you
that's
know what kind of
because
car a millionaire drives?
Ford truck.
A Ford truck, but we gonna get that Bentley truck,
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
Maserati. Yeah, they drive Ford trucks. How you know that?
Yeah,
That's out your book.
At the books, baby. I read, y'all. Believe it or not, you know. But it's really interesting, you know, because I remember telling my daughter, my 19-year-old daughter, shout out Kirsten Parkinson, Taylor's extreme
Shout out to
esteem.
Kirsten.
Kirsten not doing their hair, but look, I remember telling her, I'm like, you know, don't waste your money on, you know, chasing these brands, right? You know, because number one, it's not an asset, it's a liability. Number one, and number two, who in the hell you impressing? Other broke folks,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, seriously, man, think about it, right? You know, all your friends are broke, so you buying all this name brand stuff to impress other broke folks, right?
Especially at her age.
And then you think about it, you know, when you're doing that with other broke folks, you know, that is bringing the wrong attention to the broke folks. and they're going to try to figure out a way to
get you.
try to get you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's like I said, it's always easy for us to say from our seat if you have something, you got enough money, you've had an opportunity to attain those things. We talking to a generation of folks that hadn't been able to attain it, or they only see one way to go get it. And so, you know, what I try to do is make sure I have a measured response, because I can remember being young. I never been struggling. My parents always were around, but I can empathize with, you know, some of what people are going through.
Right. But have you ever been a brand person? You know,
I mean, not myself, but I mean, I still like nice things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't hate on somebody else that does.
Yeah.
They might like them a little bit nicer than me because I'm a simple dude. But,
Right.
you know, I like nice stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like nice stuff. I like quality stuff, you know, but I don't have to have anybody's brand blaring.
No. I don't really do the brands personally.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I get it if you
Kojak,
do.
you got your Balenciagas on today, man? What you?
No.
No, not today.
He said not today.
I ain't want to stunt today.
Now, Angelica likes brands. Now, Angelica, you're a brand person, right?
This is don't try to. First of all,
You see how I tried to ease that over there?
But see, I ain't gonna tell this story because what he gonna do, he gonna clip me. He loves my story. Because when I first moved to Memphis, I had a whole experience in the mindset. But we're not gonna go down because he's not gonna.
Come on now,
I'm not
take us
gonna
down the
argue
rabbit hole,
with
Angelica.
nobody. I'm not going down the rabbit hole.
Please take us down the rabbit hole, Angelica.
I
Your
like
stories
nice
are amazing.
things, but I have a financial advisor. So she says you can plan accordingly. So when I go travel somewhere in this time, I put money aside for those things, and my account looks it matches what I'm carrying.
Right.
I ain't gonna have no $3,000 bag, and I got $200 in my account.
Right.
That's it. And I plan for them. It's not a spontaneous thing. It's because that's what I want. And if I ever wanted to, I could sell those things. I can get my money back. You can buy vintage. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you got that advisor that's coaching you on that.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And, you know, back on that book, Framework to Understanding Poverty, that's what they said in the book. You know, the person in poverty, in order to come out of poverty, needs every other resource with the exception of money.
Yeah.
Think about that, right? With the exception of money. It's the last resource that a person in poverty needs, because they need a mentor, they need a spiritual person, they need a financial literacy person, they need to understand finances, and I think it's about 7 different things that they need before they are given money in order to come out of poverty.
Yeah, but they still need money though.
Yeah, but it's, but it's the last thing.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, but
I
it's
hear
the
you.
last thing.
They
Yeah.
still need
Well, you know,
money.
and to qualify that, they talked about, you know, folks in the NBA, right? You know, folks that win the lottery, and before the year's out, they're in more debt than they were before they hit the lottery.
Yeah. And those are significant amounts of money.
Right.
So I guess I'm saying that in order to get those daily resources and needs met, they're gonna have to have some income and revenue. That's why we're exploring things like guaranteed basic income for families and things that we can do as a city to ensure that we have a baseline. Like,
Okay.
we're not saying that we're gonna make you wealthy, but there must be a baseline for being able to thrive in our community. And so we're gonna be working on, you know, trying to identify pilots and models so we can do some things like that.
Oh, really? Okay. And so don't explain what that is just yet. I want
Okay.
you to explain that when we come back from the break.
All right, good
You're watching
deal.
the Antonio Parkinson Project with Mayor Paul Young in the building.
Yes,
We'll be right
sir.
back. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I'm here with my wonderful co-host Angelica Jelly Woods, who's pouring the Mountain Dew right now.
Yeah, I'm being honcho. That's what I look like.
Right. DJ Kojak in the building. DJ
We
Kojak.
in the house, man.
Right. Mayor Paul Young in the
What
building.
up?
Yeah.
What
Mayor
up?
Paul
What up?
Young.
What up? I'm excited
Back
to
at
be here.
Yeah, little Paxton over there in the cut, chilling.
Yeah, he chilling, hanging
getting ready to
out.
Go to the Grizzlies game. I see you, Pax. Yeah, Pax so cool. Wait a minute, I got it, man. We gotta talk about Paxton real quick. Now, Paxton's so cool. Always been cool.
Yeah,
What grade
that's
is
my
Paxton in
guy.
now?
Third grade.
Third grade. Big
Yes, sir.
three.
Big three.
In the
third
big
grade.
three. Look at it. In the big three.
He hooping now.
Hooping.
He got a nice crossover.
Oh. That's what's
he's
up,
doing
man.
his
I heard
thing.
your potential trainer might be Javante Holmes.
Yeah, we're definitely talking. I'm trying to
Okay.
get him in there with him.
He's
Yeah.
on the show.
It's just a matter of us getting the schedule. I think he literally just texted me today the next schedule. So we gonna.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I already know. I already know.
his
I'm
show,
looking forward to
the
it.
episode with him on it is
Amazing.
incredible.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it's dope for real.
It's
That's for-
amazing.
So look, before we get to guaranteeing income, you're the mayor, right?
Mhm,
And I do want to ask how life has changed, but don't answer that right now. I want to know how life has changed with the family and the kids, man.
Yeah,
Talk about before and now.
Man, it really hasn't changed dramatically,
Uh-huh.
except for the fact that I always got somebody with me because Sergeant Moss, who's with me daily. I told people at the beginning, like, I'm gonna continue to drop my kids off, so they jump in the car with me and Sergeant Moss, and we drop the kids off at
Right.
school every morning. There's more events, but I try and make sure I get home about 7:30 at the latest.
Yeah.
Still bring dinner home when I come if I can. So, I've tried to keep it as regular as possible.
Yeah.
And
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is key.
You don't have to ask for permission, Angelica.
Because I want to interrupt y'all. Real quick. This is the mayor of the city, okay?
Yeah.
He still come home and bring dinner. So that man that's making them excuses, if he ain't running the city,
Oh, brothers, I'm sorry, man. I wasn't trying to put y'all on the spot.
They coming for
You
you,
know.
Mayor
you
Paul
get
Young,
him
'cause
out.
you done
That's
put us through all
the
this.
sign. That is your sign.
I'm just trying to bring that normalcy because
Thank you,
I have young kids, and so I want them to look back at this time and still remember
Yeah.
making memories with me.
Yeah. That's awesome though. Real talk, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Your role and how you're doing it is so vitally important to young black
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a lot of weight?
I don't feel it as weight, man,
Mm-hmm.
because I just do what I believe is right. Just
Yeah.
do what's in my heart, and
Right.
then it kind of takes the pressure off. Like if I think about it in a big context, yeah, it could feel like weight, but
Mm-hmm.
I just do what I think is right, man, and be authentic and
Come on.
be who I am.
Man, that's a
And-
buzzword around here. Being
No, but
authentic.
it really is.
Right.
Like it's so much easier.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like it's so much easier to just be who I am. I know there was some folks that were mad because I came out to 3-6. Like, dude, I grew up on 3-6. Like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I was turned up. I was turned up, so I had to have the music to match the moment. But you
And
know,
look, he was so hyped and he just go way off script.
oh yeah, I was all the way off script. But
But it was an incredible moment.
But
though.
that's what you're supposed to do
Yeah.
in that moment. You're
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
just let it out,
Yeah,
let it
just-
flow,
yeah.
let
Yeah.
it flow,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Which is great.
people resonate, recognize real, especially in
Come on,
Memphis.
man. Ooh,
Like
you
we're a
better preach.
real town,
You better preach.
like people in Memphis, we can sniff it out.
Right, spot a fake anywhere.
Yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't matter how articulate you are or
Yep.
not.
Yeah.
We know if you're a real person, and I think the reason that I was successful in the race and the reason that our city's going to be successful is because we're going to keep that authenticity at heart.
Yeah, that is awesome and amazing, man. And look, I'm just gonna throw you this alley oop because I don't want you to get jammed up when you get home. Send a shout out to your wife, please.
The beautiful Dr. Jamila Smith Young.
right.
Yeah, she's been a rider on the journey.
Right,
and
right.
she has been every step of the way, right,
Right.
there. My whole family, mom, sister, brother,
Man, we love your mom.
cousins,
Yeah.
aunts, uncles. Everybody has been so engaged
Right.
in the campaign. And my dad passed
Yeah.
like a month in.
Yeah.
1 month into me
Yeah.
announcing that I was
Right.
running, he passed, and he was like the rock of the whole family.
Man.
And so the campaign was like what everybody was able to pour their energy into, and it gave us an outlet and an opportunity to, put all the way, what he was all about was the people, especially young black men. That's all he was every day. That's all he was pushing. And so it gave us an opportunity to push that even further.
You know, Mr. Mayor, when you were speaking, and I should have been obedient earlier, but you confirmed that I didn't know about your dad. I give you my condolences. But when you were talking about the weight and everything, in my spirit, I'm gonna say spirit, man, I kept on hearing that living off prayers.
Yeah.
A lot of prayers.
Man.
But that confirmed. I promise, I did not know about your father, and that is confirmed. So I should have said it earlier. So
God always give you
prayers,
confirmation.
Yeah, living off prayers. That's a lot of it. I'm gonna say 70%.
Absolutely.
70%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's God's plan.
Yeah. So, you're about, I think about 54 days into your mayorship, 56 murders, though. 56 murders in the city.
Yeah.
54 mayors. What are your thoughts on that? And
Man,
people always want to know, what's the plan?
It's heartbreaking, man. First, let me just say my heart goes out to all the families. And, now I get an update every time there's a murder. I see what happened and the stories. And, man, it's just so heartbreaking because the large majority of it is so senseless. Like, I mean, all of it is senseless, but the large majority, you look at it and, somebody arguing with their boyfriend or girlfriend, or, they meet their friend to sell some weed and get in the car and get shot. It's just all kinds of like just things that could be prevented. And so in terms of what's the plan, it's going to take all out effort. We're going to have to, one, engage the subjects of our conversation.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you were there. I told you about kind of what I had been working on. We have all these conversations about how we want to stop crime, and we talking to people who aren't participating in crime.
Right. Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We're talking about how we're going to stop crime, and we're not talking to anybody who engages in it.
Right.
And so my approach and strategy is going to be to deeply engage those that are in the streets. We had a conversation with some folks that's kind of engaged in that life last week, and I tell people I wish the whole city could have sat in the room. These are young black men, and they're telling, my ask of them was, how can we get 7 days of no shooting, ceasefire, no killings?
Right.
And they were open to doing that. But they also said, our little homies, these are the folks that's under them.
Right.
Our little homies need to find ways to get money.
Yeah.
How can they have money in their pockets that can change them from wanting to break in a car? And they said something that made so much sense. They said, man, the reason we breaking in cars and stealing them is because it's fun. We won't have nothing else to do. It's fun to go steal a car and ride around and smoke weed. 15-year-olds, what else we gonna do? To me, that's a charge. That's a call to action. So you asked about the plan, but I just want to give a little context on what the plan has to include. So our plan, just this past weekend, we did some enforcement activities, because I'm a firm believer. Like, if you out here acting a fool and doing the wrong thing, we got to hold you accountable.
Right.
And so we were out there on the streets making sure that we were, going to find fugitives that had done all types of things in our community. We had traffic enforcement. We actually caught some individuals that were breaking in cars on a specific lot. And we did all of this in the Mount Moriah precinct. And so we called it Code Zero.
Right.
And we're going to be doing that every other weekend, where we go to the areas where we're seeing the highest levels of crime, and we're going to intensely focus on those areas from an enforcement perspective. And we came right behind it this week, and we're doing cleanup actions and doing City Beautiful and code enforcement. And so it's not just the enforcement. We're also trying to show the community love.
Yeah, all the things you ran on.
All the things I ran on. Yep. So that's the enforcement side. The other side, which I always say is equally, if not more important, is the intervention. We're working with groups like 901 Block, Heal 901, Memphis Allies, and these other groups that are out there actually working with the individuals that have shown that, they're on the wrong path. Either they gotten arrested, they're in truancy court. We're working to get them resources. And then the last one is prevention. The same thing those guys told me. We got to get our community centers active. We need programs so that they can be engaged for hours from 3 to 8 p.m.
Right.
Like, these are the hours when they're idle, and this is when they're running wild. And so we have a program that we're getting ready to put together. It's called the the version of it's a framework what we're putting together, and it's based on a program called Omaha 360, which is out of Omaha, of course. And this is basically an umbrella framework for all of the organizations that work in one of those three areas: suppression, intervention, or prevention. And whatever your organization does, you fold under that umbrella, and we're communicating data and information so that if you are a kid and you live in 38118, which is where I grew up, you can tap on the app and see all of the resources that are available for you, all of the programs. If you're a parent and your kid is 6'5" and you just a single mom that's 5 feet and you can't tell them what to do, we're going to have ways for you to understand where are the resources for you to help get your kid on track. And so those are the types of things that are really going to be game changing. They don't happen fast enough. We still have 56 murders. And so it hurts my heart that it's happening in that way. But my goal is to not lose sight of the bigger vision. Like, we're gonna change this thing, and we're gonna try and work every angle.
Let me ask you this, because this is something that came up in the stakeholders breakfast this morning. Parental responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, what does that look like to you after the fact, after their child has committed a crime? Should there be some responsibility on the shoulders of the parent, maybe to the victims, or you know, what does that look like to you? I mean, there's legislation that I'm working on legislation for, as a matter of fact.
I 100% agree that we had to find ways to hold parents accountable, but it's a hard line, because parents come in so many different forms. What was the parent doing? I mean, in the example I just gave, if you have a single mother that's working 2 jobs with a son that is, 200 pounds and 6'3", and the mom says don't go outside, and he go jump in the car with his buddies, what can we do to her?
Right.
And so it has
what should she do, though, if that happens?
What she she needs someone in her life that can actually get to that young man that can change his perspective. I can remember when I was growing up, my dad was there, but my dad would always threaten to take us down to juvenile court if we were cutting up and acting a fool. He was, I'm about to take you down to juvenile court. And, it was a threat that would just get us straight. Where can she threaten to take her child? Like, he knows she can't take him to juvenile court. And so we need resources for our parents to be able to refer to. If we're going to hold them accountable for their actions, we got to give them an outlet to say, hey, if you have an out of control child that won't listen, like, at least bring them to this place first. Then if you've done that and we know that you've tried, then maybe the accountability that we hold on that parent is different than someone that has a child that has been arrested 6-7 times for doing the same thing, and they continue to do the same thing, and the parent just acts like it doesn't matter. Those are two different situations in my opinion.
Two different pathways. It's interesting. We're definitely on the same path, and then in that scenario too, that's where them big homies need to come into play. Right. They need to pull up on little homie. And
we got to find ways to get the big homies engaged. We can't think that, our message, and when I say our, I'm talking all of us that have arrived.
Come on.
We've arrived. Like, we somebody. Sometimes we sit in these rooms and we feel good because we all high and mighty, and we hang amongst ourselves, and I'm going to go down and talk to the little man. Dude might not listen to you. So you get the real big homie, and that big homie has gotten to a point in their lives where they see something different and they're going a different way. Let's engage. Let's let them be the mentors. Let's find ways to employ them, because they have a skill that we desperately need in our city right now.
They speak the language.
They speak the language. They connect.
And there's credibility.
They're gonna connect in a different way than some others might.
Yeah, man. So that's good, man. I'm telling folks, we have to engage, and people think, some people speak from the vantage point that is this or that, and it's not this or that. It's all of it happening at the same time. We need some strong laws because we got some killers out here.
All the things,
right? And at the same time, we need the programs. We need the participation and the accountability from parents as well.
It's all the thing, and it's frustrating because people want it to be one solution. They ask me all the time, what's the plan?
Right.
Tell me the plan.
Right.
I can't tell you one thing.
Right.
So the plan is not a 30-second answer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can talk at a high level. Then they say, well, I want specifics. And then I reel off 12 things we're doing. I can give you all the specifics.
Right.
Like, but I do get it. I mean, they want us to see, they want us to codify it, write it down, call it something. And we're working to do that. But, you know, I've been so anxious to just get started that we're delving in and we're doing the work. And the team is working to like articulate all the words on paper and all of that. But I'm just trying to get to work.
Yeah, I got you. We're working our way backwards. We're going to come back.
Yeah.
Because I do want to ask the mayor what life was like when the mayor was Paxton's age, right? and what was happening, and if you know some of these folks, you know, that he or his homies had, you know, were doing the tax flip thing. We're gonna come back to that because we ain't gonna let him off the hook, Angelica.
He knows somebody done did it.
He knows somebody
I don't
done
know
did
what
it.
y'all, I don't know.
Somebody got him that money too.
Not out there. Don't put me in there. Hey.
Look, we'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. LeConte is giving a Crown Blackberry countdown.
2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
5.
9.
You know, 101. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I got my wonderful co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building.
Yes, right.
Yep. LeConte, go to Angelica. There you go.
Good conversation. I'm heavy over here. I'm heavy over here. I'm trying not to let a tear drop, but yeah.
Right. I'm honchoing right now. DJ Kojak in the building.
We in the house, man.
He barely.
Wrapping
house.
up Black History Month, man, with some. I mean,
He
with
Man,
happy,
mail.
like,
he wrapping up
What is he
talking
a
about?
cup of Blackberry Crown, if anything, right?
Hey,
Right.
I'm wrapping it up too.
Yeah. Mayor Paul Young in the building. Y'all give it up for Mayor Paul Young.
What up? What up?
We're excited to have him.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Mayor Young, I do have to ask you this. Couple questions. One, what is the biggest surprise that you did not know that you were going to encounter before you were mayor when you became mayor? Come on, give us something juicy, man.
Oh, it's not that juicy. I mean,
Man,
you know, I've been working in politics for
Right,
a while.
right,
I've been
right.
working in government. I think the thing that has been most surprising has been how many people know who I am. I guess I knew the mayor is known and people know his face, but you know, I have still not adjusted to like going to the store and people saying, "Oh, I know you." So, and what I realize is that everybody's gonna base their experience with you off that interaction, and so you like always have to be on. You always have to smile and make sure people know that you're happy to see them and that you feel the appreciation. I think that probably was the most surprising.
I love that engagement, though, especially like you run into constituents at the post office.
Yeah,
and they say, and what about such and such and such?
Yeah.
I love that engagement.
I do too.
How
I
does
do
that-
too.
That sounds exhausting. I would never in life.
Well, it can be if you do it all day, but see, you know, you go, you experience, you engage, and then you go home. You go home and recharge, or you go to the office and you know, get to work doing some things.
That's why them breaks are so necessary, man. You know, but
Nah, you
but
need
real
those
talk
breaks.
though, you know, when you go out and that's what I love about Memphis. Memphis. People don't get it. Memphis is a beautiful city.
Nah, man, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I mean, the people.
Doesn't like it.
The people are beautiful. The people are amazing, and they're the majority, the overwhelming majority of people are good people.
No question.
Good, hardworking people, just want something good and want their city to be good.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Memphis is an amazing place. It's the place that I love, and I just want the world to see our beauty, to see our greatness, because I don't think we've been represented the right way over the last few years, just from in the national media, and so we're gonna change. We're gonna reclaim our narrative.
Hey man, I wholeheartedly agree. It's interesting that earlier in the previous segment, you mentioned being the blackest city in the country, which is an amazing feat
asset.
and opportunity and asset, right?
Yeah.
I remember telling my Republican colleagues, the ones that's in leadership up there in the state, that instead of being antagonistic towards Memphis, you should see Memphis as a gem, a diamond for the state, because we own something that most cities don't own, especially when you look at culture, food,
Music,
entertainment, music, right? Our position geographically, right? And I was trying to get them to understand that this is something that's exportable.
Yep.
Because you think about white folks, Europeans, they paid thousands and millions and billions of dollars to get the black experience in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, and other places. And what are they going down there for? They're going down there to get the hair braided. They're going down there to get the food. They're going down there to enjoy the music, the weather, the culture. They're paying for that.
You preaching, bro.
But if we are seen as the enemy of the state of Tennessee, we're missing a golden opportunity to make Memphis a chief export for the state of Tennessee.
Yeah. I always say, man, if we could just bottle up the soul and the culture and the energy of our city and sell it, we'd be billionaires.
Right.
And so that's what I want us to focus on doing. We have to be able to sell the world on why our community is special. And I think we shouldn't miss an opportunity to capitalize on the thing that no other city in the world can claim, that we are the blackest city in America. That doesn't negate you if you're not black.
Right.
It says, hey, we have an asset in our city. If you white, you should be proud of it.
Right.
You should be proud that in my city we have more African Americans per capita than any city in the country. And if you're a major company that wants to value diversity and you want a diverse workforce, we got the talent to match it.
Right.
So here, come on, we're ready for you.
Yeah. What about the politics, man? So what?
Yeah.
What? Because here's one thing I can declare on the Antonio Parkinson project is Paul Young is not a politician. Right. He did play one on the movie one time, but he is not a politician. And I don't consider myself a politician either. But the politics.
Yeah.
How has that surprised you, or
honestly,
has it opened your eyes at all?
Not really. I mean, I would say. I mean, people think that just because I'm not a politician doesn't mean I don't understand politics. Right. And so, it's a lot of politics to go. It can be exhausting because politics is about relationships, and it can be exhausting because you have to water all of the relationships. You had to make sure you're making the calls. You had to make sure you're showing up for events. And so it's not that you wouldn't do it otherwise. It's that you're doing so much other stuff to try and govern that the politics sometimes exhaust you because I want to be focused on doing this work.
Improving quality
and
of
not
life. Right.
Building these relationships. But the relationships is what's going to get you further.
Right.
And so, we've been working hard to make sure we're building relationships across the board. I know you've seen me in Nashville already 2 weeks in a row. I'll be back next week.
Right.
And so, we're just going to keep building those relationships because at the end of the day, it's about these people in our city. It's about the citizens. It's about these folks who are relying on us to get more resources so that they can elevate.
Right. Have you experienced though where you've seen some policy, and you don't have to quote the policy of the person. I wouldn't dare put you in that situation, but have you seen where people have put or elected officials or others have put politics over people?
I mean, I've seen it. I mean, not just with me in this job. I've seen it before I got in this job. I mean, I've been a student of politics for a long time, and I'm not surprised when I see it happen. What I hope is that we can get people to be more about the results for the community as opposed to their personal
or
gain or political ambitions. And if I feel like if I continue to be authentic and show up, we can reduce how often that takes place.
Good
Mr.
luck.
Mayor, I've seen you 3 times in life. I interviewed
In
you
life?
In life.
Okay.
That makes it that puts a still on it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
In life.
And I think one.
I hope it's 4. Let's make it to
30-something
4.
years
Yeah.
of life, right? 3
Yeah.
times.
You can tell me, Jellica, you're wrong, but I feel like your edge you do have other people. You have a discernment. I could be wrong and right. That gives you an edge in your.
I think
you're
you're
not,
right.
You're not a politician, but you do have some discernment, and I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
Game recognized game.
You want to call it that,
yeah.
but you know what
I mean, I'm from Memphis. I'm
I'm
from Memphis.
And
I'm
he's a
just
PK.
I'm a
He
PK.
has the
So as a
time.
PK, you're around a
You have
lot
the-
of different personalities in the church. I talked to somebody last year. They were telling you the church can teach you everything you want to
You
know
sure know
about
what to say.
politics.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every personality is in the church, and
Yeah.
so I've been in it all my life, and so
Right.
I think that's where that discernment comes from.
You call it what you want.
Yeah.
But you have discernment, and just listen
Thank
to
you.
it. Listen to it.
I don't know if you
That's all
know
I
who
gotta
Mance Ashan is. Mance Ashan was he was the music director for G.E. Patterson,
Okay.
right? And Mance was on the music commission on the board when I was running the music commission. And Mance told me, he said, "Touche. Church politics are way worse than
100%
civic
agree.
politics."
100% agree.
He said, "Man, the church politics are vicious."
It's vicious.
Right. They don't play,
It's
man. They
vicious.
cut you. They cut
It's
you.
vicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So
I have a question from the producer because I have
Okay,
to ask
uh-oh.
a question. She said, "Do you consider yourself to be an introvert or extrovert?" That's that right?
Yeah, extrovert.
Yeah, so some people will say they think I'm an introvert, but I'm actually an extrovert. Like I get my energy from being around people. Like I enjoy it. It doesn't exhaust me. Like I get motivated. Like when I come in here and I'm talking to y'all, like I start getting
Yeah.
more energy. I don't leave here drained. Like, oh,
Right, right.
man, I wish I wouldn't have talked to them.
Right. Yeah.
so-
What was life like for you? You came out of Oak Haven. Shout out to Oak Haven.
Okay, even
Right, okay.
stand up. The healing center.
Yeah, right. The healing center.
Yeah,
That's right. Look
yeah,
at that
shout
little
out,
quiet
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Look, man. Speaking of the healing center, man, we love your mom, man.
Oh
Your mom-
yeah,
your mom is
everybody
the best.
loves her.
Yeah, but look, you came out of Oak Haven. Okay, growing up, man.
Mhm.
Whoa, what kind of who was Paul Young in high school?
I mean, I was the dude that got along with everybody. So I was always the centrist. Like I have partners that didn't like each other or this person, and I was friends with both of them.
Right.
I forgot the term they used, but I was like friendliest in high school.
Oh, is that right?
I got that superlative. So
That
I've
man
always
said
been.
superlative. That's a big word. For
That's
us on
what they
Antonio
call
Park.
high
I'm just
school
giving you a hard time.
superlative.
I'm just messing
That
with
might not hit our target
Right,
audience.
I wouldn't have known it if they didn't call it that in high school.
Right. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But yeah, man, I was just a cool, laid back dude that got along with everybody.
Does Paxton remind you of you when you?
Very much so. Well, he's a funny guy. Like
He's a comedian.
he's a little comedian. So
Right.
he's actually probably more talkative than I was back then. But I do see in him like he makes friends with anybody. You put him in a room
Yeah.
and he'll be quiet at first, but you come back, he playing with whoever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that was high school. Did you do anything extracurricular, man? Were you band anything?
Man,
what
I
kind of
was
grades did you
I was
make?
a church league lit superstar. No, I used to play a lot of neighborhood basketball in church, but I wouldn't play on the team officially. My grades were good, solid
Yeah.
grades.
Yeah.
I've always been pretty smart.
Yeah, academically.
Yeah, academically.
Were you in honors classes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
all
yep,
honors
yep.
class,
I went to
right?
East and I was in the optional program, all honors class. I was in that engineering track because I wanted to be like Dwayne Wayne. He was an
You didn't wear
engineer.
glasses. Did you wear
I did. I
glasses?
had no. I ain't wear his flip joints.
you
No.
wear flips.
No.
Right.
But I heard when I was in 7th grade, I saw a different world, and I decided I want to be an engineer now.
Right. Oh, really?
Because you kind of pick which character was most like you,
yeah.
and I stuck with it. Got a undergrad in electrical engineering, and then figured out that wasn't for me, and went back to grad school for city planning.
Right. And did what did the girls like you? Did the girls like the smart guy in high school?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a problem on that front.
But you were in the optional.
I
program, so it
yeah,
was
I
all
mean,
smart folks.
I had a girlfriend the whole time, and then went to college, and was in college.
Really? So what you do? You cut your girlfriend, man?
She actually went there. She went there
Oh,
at
really?
the time. Yeah. So, but we eventually broke up, and then I met my beautiful wife,
Right. Look at
Jamila,
that saying.
Dr.
Right.
Jamila Smith. Yeah.
Look, I feel you, bro.
Hey,
Hey, look,
reel it
this
on
is a
in, bro.
test.
Yeah. Reel that on in.
Nice. man.
Right. That's incredible, man. And your wife is beautiful
Oh,
inside
yeah,
and
most
out,
definitely.
smart, intelligent. And so what kind of what attracted you to your wife?
Oh Lord.
Oh man,
Yeah,
what, man? What's
No,
that?
we want to know. We
Oh,
want to know
Well,
because
you just called it. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's smart.
Mhm.
And she's super cool. She's
Right.
funny. You know, she's low key funny. Like she's not gonna say a lot up front, but you get her behind closed doors at the house, and she has a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
So,
Is that right?
so now she's super funny and she's fun to hang out with.
She always lights up a room when she comes in, though. She
Oh,
seems
yeah.
like she's
That's just
you know,
good. Just
bit of
look
an
at her.
extrovert.
Yeah, she lighted
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
just walking in.
Boy, this man,
Yeah,
boy,
look at her.
look, this man getting all,
Hey.
getting it all in.
At that Christmas game.
Getting it all in.
Yeah.
He might be home at 9. He might be home at 9:45.
Good night.
Paxton them gonna have a little brother. Paxton
Oh
gonna have a little brother.
no! Don't speak that on me. No, we're not doing that.
Excuse me. Oh.
No.
That's what's up, man.
That phase is over.
It's a wrap.
We're gonna watch these beautiful kids grow up.
Is that right? I heard.
Yeah.
That, man. That's wonderful, man. What's next, man? I know this is early on.
Yeah.
What's next? I don't want to put you too far out past the 4 years, but what? Give me 3 main things that you want to accomplish
Yeah.
in this term.
In this
Because
term.
we're gonna speak a second term for you, right?
Yeah. We're gonna get 8 years.
Right.
But what I would say is, in this term, we gotta have the numbers for crime going in the right direction. We're not gonna solve crime, but we gotta see indications of progress.
Right.
So, we want to get those numbers down dramatically.
Is there a benchmark? Do you have a?
I'm hesitant to say. I'm hesitant to say a number yet
Right.
because it won't be an informed number.
Right,
Like I
right,
want
right.
the stats to mean
don't say
something.
you're doing right. Don't
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. So, but I want the numbers to be
Trending.
trending
Yeah.
in the right direction on crime. I want to see more economic development. I want to see our city thriving. Like right before the pandemic, it was like we were pushing in the right direction. We were seeing things like Raleigh Town Center, Tillman Cove, all of these projects, which I actually had a part in, but
Right.
they were happening in neighborhoods where we weren't seeing that, and it's kind of slowed down. It's gotten stagnant after the pandemic, and so I'm ready to get that momentum going from a development perspective. And then lastly, just the cleanliness of our community. I want us to improve the process for how people file complaints when they have them. If there's a property that's vacant, grass needs cutting. So we're doing those things more efficiently, and you can visibly see a change when you drive down Park Avenue. You can visibly see a change when you're driving down McLemore in South Memphis, or you're going down Jackson and Klondike, Smoky City area. Like I want to see visually changes from that perspective.
I thought it was interesting. I was at a town hall meeting in Cordova and Countrywood. Shout out to all my folks, constituents in Countrywood. And they one lady made a point, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, right? She was like, you can come up Germantown Road from Germantown and visibly see the change when you come into the city of Memphis. And it shouldn't be, right? It should be, we should be looking just as good or better than what it looks like going down Germantown Parkway in Germantown, right? And so and she was just bringing up things. This of course predates you, but she was bringing up things, about flowers in the median, and things of that nature that they had at one time, and then it got neglected. So
there's a lot of reasons for that, but I mean, I agree in principle that we have to ensure that our community visually reflects what it truly is, reflects the beauty, because a lot of what we're seeing is psychological, like the crime, the violence. Like if it looks like no one cares, people behave as such. Like if it looks like everything around me is hopeless, then bump it. I'm just gonna go do whatever I want. And so, I think the aesthetics matter a whole lot towards get the outcomes that we want.
Yeah. All right, Angelica.
I have nothing to say.
I
What?
didn't talk
Coach
y'all.
J.
No,
Can't even say nothing else.
I'm in a whole different little world right now.
Can't
I
believe
promise.
that.
I'm telling you,
Sorry.
Coach J, what's that all
Yes,
about?
Can't believe that.
what I want to say, I can't say online anyway.
Oh, here we go, Coach J. We're getting Angelica now.
I'm just-
Right.
I'm just saying I can't say it.
I know, right? Right.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not getting clipped.
So
Please.
I do have to ask this.
Okay.
We're having conversations with the Memphis Grizzlies,
Mm-hmm.
right? A lot
Yep.
of movement there.
Yep.
This is all the way at the state level, as a matter of fact, right?
Yeah.
And
a lot of good conversation.
right. And so how we looking? How we looking with the Grizzlies and the things that are needed, to ensure that they're here.
I think we're getting close. We are working through, and they have things that they would like to see us commit to, and we're having those negotiations. The lawyers are meeting and talking. I'm having discussions with them and their leadership, the state and others. The county has been right there with us. I feel confident that we'll be able to get something done, but I don't want to break any news today.
All right,
we got a little more work to do, but
Go ahead and break
the conversations have been good.
Right.
The conversations have been
right.
really good.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
that's
feel
good.
like we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Any other major opportunities that you can talk about that's on the horizon for the city?
Well, I mean, it's in the news that the Sheraton Hotel is being sold, and so we are hopeful that we get good ownership that'll come in and make the improvements to the property to bring it up to match the quality of the investment of what we put at the convention center. And so feel very optimistic about that. We're working to think about where are there development opportunities in the city. You may remember when I was the housing director, we had put out like 8 development opportunities at once. And I think about 5 of them we ended up getting projects, and those things are nearly completed. And so we want to do that again and provide some development opportunities in different areas of the city. And so those things are happening. They obviously everything takes longer than we want it to, but I think. And then the other thing that you'll notice about our administration is we're gonna be working hard to put out more positive stories. There's so much good stuff that's happening, and we are inundated with the bad. And so we gotta find a way to let the city and the world know all of the great things that are happening in our community.
So what responsibility does media have? And I don't want media. Y'all don't turn on, man. If we're gonna have a conversation in truth, though. But when we've talked about this before,
Yeah, definitely.
When you're getting inundated, I was just watching one of the news stations back there before you got here, and we saw 6 stories of murder. 6 stories of shootings, rather, not necessarily murder, shootings. And but what role does the media play in the psyche of the citizens of Memphis, and how that story is being put out to the world?
Now, it plays a significant role. I mean, it shapes our psyche. It is the reason that we talk about the crime and the negativity as much as we do. And I'm not saying it's not their responsibility to report it. What I want to push them to do is stagger the way they report it. If we have 3 murders in a day, let's not do all 3 of them at once at the top of the news. Let's do one. If you got to get the salacious thing up top, do one. Let's give us some good news, then do the other ones. But if you put them all 3 right there, then you may turn the news off by the time you tell us the good news after the weather. And so, I would love for them to think strategically, but then I will try to own some of it and say that we, the citizens, the residents, the city, we got to give them good news stories to report.
But there's plenty of them, though.
It is plenty, but it's not as accessible to them. They have a radio that they're using to listen to where a crime is taking place, and then they go and run to report it. They have to work to find where is something good in the community happening. So make sure that as you're having these events where you're engaging folks at your church or your community centers, that you're sending the news those stories. Make sure they know.
Don't get me started.
I know, but what I'm saying is we got to flood them with the opportunities, because I know that there are so many projects that are happening within the city of Memphis that the people in the city don't know about.
Yeah, you think about that. You think about all the good stories coming out of Shelby County schools. You think about
we got to package it up for them.
Yeah.
And we have to tell our own story. Use our platforms. Use your platform. We have podcasts. We have all these other platforms and outlets that we can tell the stories using influencers. And so I'm really on a mission for our city, and I would love for all of us to be strategizing on how we can leverage our own network of Memphis influencers to say, let's change the game. Let's get. I charge you with it. Why don't you get us all in the room? Let's get all the influencers,
done, brother.
unapologetic,
Yeah.
my guy over there, all the others that
right.
have these groups.
Right.
Like, let's
And
get in the
the
room.
news stations in the room too.
Get
Let's
the
them in the room
news
too.
stations and
Yeah.
whoever else will listen.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
we all have to tell some more positive things about our city.
Interestingly enough, because I watched news in Nashville, right, and and news in Nashville for the most part is crane. What I mean is cranes in the air,
Yeah,
right, and then after the weather, then in the next block, such got shot over in Casey Holmes or something, right, and so
it reflects the mindset of the city. It reflects they believe in their growth mindset.
Right.
They believe in the prosperity. That doesn't mean they don't have problems, because I know they do.
Absolutely.
I was
got
just
crime problems.
Yeah, they have crime problems
Yeah.
just like us. But they also don't let those problems define who they are. We've allowed crime to define who we are. It is now defining who Memphis is, and we have to reclaim our narrative.
I agree. And I've told you this, given you this example before. If you go to Chicago got crime, right? They got
No
crime.
question.
They got violent crime. But if you ask a person from Chicago what they think about Chicago, weird as shit.
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna
We
tell
love
you. They're
Chicago.
gonna let you know.
Can go to such. I mean, they get excited about it, right? And we have to reclaim that that esteem level about the city of Memphis, because man, I done been in a bunch of markets, y'all. I done lived in a bunch of markets, but Memphis is the most unique market in the market. I mean, in the markets I've lived in. Yep, got you. Yeah. So look, we're gonna wrap it up with the good mayor. Y'all got anything that y'all want to close with him with, Angelica?
No, he's doing great things. I told him before he even won office, I told him, I said, you're gonna win.
Right.
You probably
You
don't
were
know.
right.
Prophetic.
You were right.
I am.
Yeah.
If you listen, you wise, you will listen.
I'm trying to get wise, Angelica, and so I can listen. Hey, cut a brother some slack. Kojak, come help me out, Kojak.
Nah, listen, you might well just let him sit over there. What's your son's name?
Paxton,
Oh,
look,
no, he didn't go sit over there with Paxton. I'm just joking. Look at him.
Well, I gotta say,
I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better.
I gotta say, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
brother.
man. I appreciate it.
I'm from brain.
Yes, sir.
With you from day one.
Absolutely, y'all have
Still
always
with
been
you,
there, man.
man.
I appreciate
And I
it.
love the growth for the stuff you're doing for the city. man.
Yes, sir.
Keep-
We're gonna keep
it moving,
representing, man. I told you we're on a mission, and I'm committed to it. Like, I believe it deep in my soul that I'm here for a reason, and I just want to live out that purpose.
That's dope, man. Man, I ain't gave you one of them 4:30 in the morning phone calls.
You
in
ain't
a
had
minute,
to.
man.
Yeah,
Look,
you ain't had to.
Welcome.
You had to talk me down a couple times. We'll leave that alone.
Right, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that
Yeah.
alone. But it's so funny, man, because and that's the thing I love about Paul Young, man. He's always been consistently Paul Young, and I've been knowing him for years, right?
Yeah.
And look, I never hesitated to call him, and he'd be waking up seriously. Hello, hey man, what you doing, man? Sleep.
Why are you calling?
Right.
You should block him.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like you
Look,
block him.
Angelica, now be nice. Now we got company.
Okay, put him on
Right.
your do not disturb.
Right. So y'all give it up for the mayor,
Yeah.
Mayor
All right.
Paul
Thank
Young.
y'all, man.
in the
Anytime.
building, man. We
Glad to
love
come
Paul
back.
Young.
My
Yeah,
peeps.
man, my people.
My
For real,
guy.
for sure, man. Yeah. And look, before we wrap up, after the abuse from Angelica, I think I'm gonna need me an emotional support dog. So and then I think, speaking of which, just as a quick segue, we got some, it's Black History Month. We're talking about black businesses,
Yes.
right? We got a company in Memphis, black business, that got clothes for your dogs.
Clothes, dog, CBD,
That's awesome.
everything. I
CBD
mean, yes, and they have the only
for the dogs or
they
for?
have the dog.
Oh, okay.
And they have the only
Man.
automated dog wash in this. Like, you know, how you go to a car wash, they
Right.
have the TV, everything. Like
Man,
the only one in the
little
city.
Fido
black
pulling up in the
owned.
car wash like this,
Black,
Wow.
yeah.
and the dog wash like this.
Wow.
You gotta
Y'all
go check it
have
out and see.
Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah.
All
We
right.
gotta check it out. So again, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We will see you on the next episode, and we out.
All right now.
Mr. Young.
Did LeContier take us out?